And we're
What is happening? What are we doing with this freaking intro?
welcome, folks. It's Rogue Coin. It's Vita Gorilla Economist coming to you live with our main guys, Crypto Z and Crypto Cowboy, where we're giving you the trade calls. We're giving you the exact play-by-play what's going on in the crypto markets, hitting it 100% accurate every single time. These guys are killing it, kicking ass and taking profits. That's what these guys do. And they do it without psychics. That's the best part.
Oh, man, y'all don't include me in this.
No, Billy Bob. Tell Billy Bob to shut the hell up this round.
I'll be quiet then. I'll go back to my shed and not talk to anybody.
Folks, it's a fair warning to everyone. The title, Med, Theta, LTC, all to Mars is just clickbait, okay? So don't get mad at me because it's clickbait. It's
yeah, Zachary, there you go, man. We called BNB right there, and that in this blood market, everybody that got into BNB, this is a call. Did we give this call live for free?
This was a live call for free, and I did it based on basically like it's not a true fractal, but BNB chart is just amazing.
Yeah,
man.
so BNB guys, we called it, and there you go. BNB up 25%. Free call given out, guys, on live right now. No psychics, none of that BS. Everybody in the Watchers Trade Room that got into the call, that followed me and Cowboy, got 25%. I know I got 25%, and I feel great about it, guys. I feel fantastic about it.
Well, hey, shoot, man, I always feel fantastic.
There you go, right there, Zach, right there. Made back pretty much all the losses from the last week on BNB alone. Like that, guys. That's beautiful stuff. That's what we like to hear. That's when we, we play the market. There's money to be made in this bear market, guys. Don't let anybody trick you into thinking that there is no money to be made in this bear market. Simple as that.
Heck yeah. And BNB is a coin that we were actually looking at because we may be involving BNB in the new platform. We're not going to talk about that here. We're going to talk about the new platform mostly today after like a brief look at the charts. But just the other day, we were considering, involving BNB. And I took a look at the chart and I'm like, holy crap, this thing is going to run right now. And so I called it and it all spiked up this morning quite a bit sooner than I thought it would. But there you go. I mean, that's what we do. We find opportunities in the red market. We find opportunities in the green market. And if there's no market, we'll find an opportunity somewhere. I don't know how that's going to work, but we'll do it. So
we'll do it, guys. We'll do it. And, it's been pretty successful. We posted some updated charts inside the Watchers Trade Room today on TRX, some of the calls that, we called before. Our entries into TRX and stuff like that were really low. So, regardless, we were still up. I believe TRX, last time I checked, TRX was what? Let's see. Tronway.
I'm bringing it up right now. Actually,
834 sets.
Yeah. And what did you call it at, Z?
We called it at sub 790. I was averaging all the way down to 750, guys. So, even in this bear market, guys, where you got coins that are bleeding left, right, and center, because of how low we get in our entries, we are still in the profit. I mean, I'm still well above in profit on TRX, guys. And I personally think that TRX is going to run, in the coming days, actually. because of the you know, the catalyst, the mainnet, all this good stuff that, you know, we've been telling people about. You know, we don't make our calls based on anything. You know, we make our calls based on hard facts, guys, and you know, both technical and fundamental analysis. So yeah.
Yeah, no, that's I'm trying to bring up Coinigy's been having some issues today, so it's gonna be a minute to bring up the TRX chart, but we actually had
Coinigy is acting up today.
We actually had a few people who did not get into Coinigy when CryptoZ called it, and so what I did was I noticed it was in an ascending triangle, and I actually found an entry point. I called it about a day before it came, and people did re-enter at the buy zone roughly at about 810, 820 sats. It's already up to 830. We expect it to go up towards, what was the high point, Z? Like 870, something like that?
Yeah, it ran up to, I think, 870. You know, fantastic. I actually personally, I swung it then because that's just how I am. You know, obviously I'm looking at the charts live right there, and then I rebought a little bit lower, which is nice to do, but that's a little bit more of an advanced move that I don't suggest, you know, if you're not staring at it, to be doing.
Yeah, and here's what we, you know, actually, I'm looking for it. Here it is. All right, so I'm going to bring this up just so people can understand like the level of support that we have here. I'm going to switch the viewing screen. Let me see here. Give me 1 second.
Right. No, Theta isn't going to the moon.
Yeah, Theta's probably going to.
Honestly, guys, this title is just clickbait. We talked
about
it. It's just we're just making fun of some stuff. That's it. We're not gonna say what.
So CryptoZ, okay. Can you guys? I know it hasn't. Oh, there it is. Okay, so if we're looking at the live YouTube right now, CryptoZ called Theta in this area at the beginning of this triangle, and I personally did not get in only because I don't know, I just didn't get in. I've been seeing Bitcoin going down, been really cautious. It was a solid call. I just decided to work with less coins right now while things are going crazy, but you know, I knew it was a good call at the time. So it went up here and it bounced, and I said, okay, this looks like it's going to form an ascending triangle. And sure enough, this is a call from me yesterday, right? So if you look at the chart right now, it looks very different than this, but we can't bring the chart up because Coinigy's having issues. But I called a scalp play right here, right? You can actually read it here. Scalp point at current price, you know, seeing signs of rejection at the top of the triangle. So I said that if I was in, I would have sold right here. And then I had this as the area to buy. And that actually, it went right to the very top of that. It needled, it wicked down. I think even some candle body went down into this buy zone for people to have an opportunity to buy roughly in the low eights and then sell potentially here in the high eights, which is where we think it's going to go, or the mid eights, I should say, you know, say like 840, 850. Now, if it breaks here, then those who didn't get in can take a less riskier stance here at this confirmation buy zone. I think Z has TRX going up to around 11 at least.
Yeah, I could see it running up to 11, and then, you know, really honestly, you know TRX, Cowboy TRX kind of has it's one of those coins that when FOMO happens, it FOMO's hard, just like Verge, just like all these other little tiny coins, and you know, it can run up. I mean, I think conservatively it'll run up to 11. I could definitely, you know, some people are telling me they could see it run up to all the way up to 20.
That's actually, that was my chart. I have what I'm going to do is I'm going to sell around the 10, 50, 11 area, like maybe 80 or 90% of my bag. And then I'm going to have a little tiny moon bag for, you know, maybe like 10, maybe 20% of my total TRX holdings. And then I'll just follow it with like, say, a 3-4% stop loss trailing. And then I'll let that take more profit for me.
Yeah, and for those interested in Metablock, guys, yeah, you know, I'm not saying that Metablock is a terrible coin, guys. You know, yes, did it go from like 23 cents down to like 2 cents and people got, you know, negative 10x? Yes, they did. But remember, guys, is there a chance that Metablock will do well in the future? There could be. But what I like to do, guys, is that there's so much opportunity in the market with just the top 100 coins right now. Why invest into Metablock? Why invest into this coin that's so obscure out there that not many people even like, when there's so much money to be made with like Chain, with EOS, with TRX, with all these big coins that are much sure, like, you know, players out there.
Yeah, so Z is and I both are really big on not experiencing or minimizing opportunity cost. So basically, like PPT, for example, last year, I held it all year. In fact, last year, most of the time, I just had PPT, but I swing traded it. So I was able to really, really multiply my stack by a factor of more than 10. I'm not going to just sit there and hold something when there are opportunities. And then when I kind of switched my game up and I melded Z strategy with mine, now I will find coins where, oh, Metablock, maybe that's a great coin. Okay. Maybe I want to buy some. So what I'll do is I'm going to swing and make a bunch of Satoshi using other coins, and then maybe just slowly buy a little Metablock and lock it away. But that's not where all my money's going to sit. Look at any coin. 99% of your coins, they come out, they have a big fat run because people are speculating and they just don't know where it's going to end. And then it kind of craters out. And then you see a long, several month long basin, which is where Metablock is right now. A good coin with good FA will eventually come out of that basin, especially once their product sort of comes to market. But I'm not going to just sit there and hold through a basin. Why would I do that? It makes no sense. Yeah. You're taking your profit and you're giving it back. You never ever do that.
Unfortunately, some people got in at 23 cents opposed to getting in at 2 cents right now, which is the bottom of the basin. They bought high, and so now they're at a point right now where they're kind of panicking and saying, "Oh shit! Like am I selling low right now? Am I selling at the bottom?" Unfortunately, Metablock right now has hit the bottom of the bottom, essentially, right? Like there is no more data for us to even show a lower bottom. Essentially, it's pretty much at ICO prices right now.
Yeah, and here's the thing, I do have like a number. It's a very small percentage of my bag, and I mean very small. But I've got a number of coins that I bought and I just hold on to. It's like a Hail Mary, a Lockmo in the ledger. I don't think about them, but it's like a half of, like, I don't know, a tenth of a Bitcoin, or something really small in relative sense, depending on how big your portfolio is. Less than 1% of my entire portfolio is in these gems. You know what I mean? Like, maybe a little bit more. But the point is that, we're not here to hodl. CryptoZ and I are here to look at ways to augment our Satoshi so that we can afford to make some big moves. And then that's just what we do. And in the spirit of that, we're looking at Bitcoin right now. And Bitcoin is pretty much following more or less what we've been talking about. This is the 1 hour chart. So every bar that you're seeing, every single one of these candles is about an hour's worth of movement. And this is going back about a week and a half. So we've saw this giant fall. I'm going to shorten this temporarily here so we can see. This is your $10,000 peak. Let me full screen this for everybody. Oh, and we're not even looking at it. You guys can't see it. Let me fix that too. Give me 1 second.
For your those asking about Verge, guys, Verge, I don't see Verge exploding anytime soon, guys. They had that big catalyst, which was the partnership with Pornhub. We personally in the room got in at 400 Satoshis. I think the first buy-in was 400. Sold at like 760 sats. So almost made 100% gain right there. We rebought again at 560 and then rode that bad boy up to like 1,200. So that was awesome. But I don't see Verge running up anytime soon.
So with Bitcoin, we have our roughly 10,000 peak right up here. And then we have this big long drop. I told everybody I was getting out right about here. I saw the damage, and I'm like, okay, I'm going to sell it at about 9,400, roughly in this area. And it's gone down ever since. Some people bought back in roughly in this area. That's great. It's a 10%, 12% gain in Satoshi. It has continued to fall. Those of us who had stop losses, we had stops, I think, at 8,100. It's kind of dipped below that. It's sort of floating around that area. What I see happening in on the shorter chart, we can reflect it in a longer chart. I'm going to bring that up in a second. But what I see happening is this. I think we're going to play around the 78 to 7,900 support zone, maybe for 2 or 3 days, maybe, which we're already kind of there. So we might only have a day left. I don't know. No one knows any of the future, but I'm guessing that we're going to consolidate in this area and eventually drop to that $7,100 to $7,200 support zone. And one of the things that we're looking at is there was a big expected pump from consensus, and that pump did not come. I get the feeling that consensus may have actually held the price up a little bit when it was supposed to fall, or it just had no effect. And what that tells me is that the wider market has gone beyond the local people who were into the coins. It tells me that the big investors have bought in. They say they've been bought in. It's not a secret. And essentially, they are, like we keep talking about, like Dex says, I think they're compressing this thing. So to go to the wider chart, this is what we're seeing. And I show this every show. I've shown this every show for weeks, and I want everybody to remember that it has been going exactly as this goes for probably a couple of months. Okay. So on this wider chart, I'm going to full screen it. We're looking at the big run in December, January, December area. And then we have the big fall, and then I'm going to widen this out a little bit. Now this long symmetrical triangle coming off to the right, to the right here, that is a consolidation. It is a giant consolidation. And it looks to me to be more or less of a controlled consolidation based on the algorithms that are pumping the coin up and down. We actually posted an article in our room about why Bitcoin moves like it does. The algorithm is, it's a momentum ignition algorithm. So you're going to see these like big jumps up, and then it's going to come back down to the mean. And essentially the market is going in one direction. So that momentum ignited and momentum ignition algorithm is going to push it even further in that direction to entice more people to go. It's kind of like a snowball effect. And then it's going to stop at a certain point when people want to take profit, and it's going to stop just as quick as it left. And then it's going to retract to the mean, or retrace to the mean. So that being said, the larger pattern still applies despite these weird jumps and falls. And that larger pattern has it going down to my lower 7,000 area. So what we're seeing is kind of like a fall, and then it hits like a support area where it consolidates, and then it falls again and hits a support area where it consolidates. The most recent consolidation was in that sort of lower, 8,000 area, mid to low 8,000s. And now we are literally like right at 8,000. It's more or less where we're at. So we're just going to, I think, stair step down and then bounce back up. And the big boys buying in, what they want to do is they want to stabilize it. That's what I think, because basically they run the market using algorithms, and algorithms work best when things are relatively predictable. So if they have this volatility with Bitcoin, they can't play their algo games. So they're going to compress it. They're going to keep it around, maybe according to this, the center area that, of this triangle is roughly 8,000. So it'll probably stay between 8 and 10 over the next, who knows how long, until, they really have control of it. And if that's the case, Crypto Z and I, we can kill it. If this continues along the same pattern, Crypto Z and I, we're gonna murder this market. It's gonna be
correct. And guys, it's one of those things where, like we said, it doesn't matter whether Bitcoin is going down or not, guys. We can make gains in a red market. We can make a ton of gains during the bull market, as everybody can. But in the red market, we can definitely make gains, as we've shown. And congratulations to everybody who got into BNB. That's a nice 25% gain right there, guys. And finally, guys, just to answer some questions about technical analysis. Yes, technical analysis, guys, isn't 100% accurate. Definitely not 100% accurate. It's not even 100% accurate when it comes to stocks, something that moves very, very slow in compared to cryptocurrencies. Now, that being said, when we do use technical analysis, we use it as a tool to gauge, how the overall market is doing on each specific coin. So, even though it's not 100% accurate, it is a tool that will help us be a little bit more accurate than not using anything at all and relying on chicken bones. But yeah.
Yeah, I mean, so here's the thing about the question, I think, is, isn't it hard to do TA now since it's manipulated? Actually, it's been manipulated for a long time. If you look back even as far as like December, when everything was going up and going down, those same manipulations were there. And we've been predicting these coins for several months while you're watching. So actually, we haven't been predicting coins outside of a manipulated market. All we do is predict coins in a manipulated market. And from what I'm hearing, our results are better than, well, anybody that we know of. So there you go.
Yeah, so it's great, guys. It's good stuff. And we're gonna keep tracking along. If you show a quick chart on I think the consensus is EOS and VAN.
I've got Venn right now. So if you look up, you can see Venn, and I'm going to scrunch this up a little bit so we can kind of see a history of Venn, right? So consensus started, today's the 18th? So it started 4 or 5 days ago, back on the 13th or so, and we did have a consensus pup on Venn. But the reality is that we haven't seen very much effect from consensus on a whole lot of coins. And this is because I think the big boys are in their pattern of pushing it down. And consensus was just a squirrel on a train track. It just got knocked out of the way. So yeah, we had a little bit of action there, but the consensus pump did not go as planned. That just tells me the institution's already controlling it, and that's fine with me, because as long as I know how they're controlling it or have an idea, we can make money. But if you look back since mid to early May, it's more or less been on this same upward channel. It did dip below the channel here a bit, bounced off the cloud, and that's actually doing that now, probably because of the Bitcoin dump. So when it got down to around 55, 56, around here or so, I actually bought in, which sucks. I bought in with a fair amount of N. And then when it got down to here, the next support was at about 51 or so. And so I bought when it hit 51, and I bought a lot. And so now at least I'm able to average down to recuperate some losses. So, and this is the thing. I'd say, and this is purely like just my own idea, in this game, when you're doing, in the trading game, I don't know, you might win like 60% of your trades, right? So what we do, I think we're far better than 60% in our room. But I think your guys out there are probably getting 60%. Even if it's at 50%, what we do is we limit our losses. So we get into a trade that's falling, we either get out or we have stop losses to take us out. But our trades that, so you might lose 5%, you might lose 10%, maybe even 15%. But the trades that we're winning, B&B won us 25%. Z's call on, what was that 100%er you called recently, Z? Like the last few weeks.
There's just so many, man.
There's so many. TRX. I called TRX. TRX was a 100% gainer. I called it a few weeks ago.
100% gainer. We had calls like Ncash, even EOS. We had a bunch that were very nice rises over the past.
So even if we're at 60%, winning trades, right? But at the same time, on that 60%, we're making 100%. So it takes like 20 of those 5 or 10 of those 10% losers to actually eclipse the wins that we're getting on those 100% trades, or even the 25% trades. Look, TA, I know Z and I are like really good at what we do, so people think that TA is like a crystal ball, and you can tell the future. The reality is that no, Z and I are just really good at what we do, and I mean that like in not a egotistical sense. Just look around the market, talk to other rooms. We kill it. So because we kill it, people think that like when we get a trade wrong, like there's something wrong. It's like, no, getting a trade wrong is actually pretty normal. Most people get around half their trades wrong. Maybe a little better, 65% they get right. So just to kind of put that forward, Z, you wanted to look at Venn and EOS, you wanted to see?
I mean, it's okay. We don't have to look at EOS, man. I mean, there's not much sort of playing out right now. I can't log into Coinigy, dude. It's really frustrating. It keeps the server keeps being down.
Well, then let's talk about the platform right after we take a look at, say, like I got Ethereum right here. I know we've been, Z, you were hedging Ethereum for a minute.
Oh, yeah, yeah. Mm-hmm.
So if you look, I just brought it up, and it's gone along this upward channel. I had this box right here as like a buy-in, and I had it maybe going up to, say, 95 and 10. It's actually showing a little bit loss of strength. So I'm not sure. I might actually have a stop loss ready to go on this. Even at the buy-in point, I think we're going to have some upside. I think we're going to make some money. I am not sure if it's actually going to reach this 93, 95 area. It very well could. On the longer chart, it is supposed to. If I trusted my TA, I would simply just put a sell order up here. With BTC being as volatile as it is, I probably going to work with a trailing stop loss instead of sell orders. So that's Ethereum. And then briefly, we'll take a quick look at Litecoin. I know everybody wants to see that. Litecoin, I think, looks incredibly dangerous.
Looks mad dookie.
Mad dookie. See, what do you see, Z? What am I going to draw right now? What am I going to draw?
I just see terribleness right now. I just see a nice head and shoulders right there. Oh, there you go.
That's what I'm going to draw, is a head and shoulders.
Head and shoulders right there. Exactly.
Actually, they do have the turd indicator, and the turd indicator right now is like it's getting up there. It's not 100% turd, but it's getting up there.
So we're not going to see 13,000 LTC this month.
No,
well, no,
we're not going to see.
According to Psychic, apparently it was supposed to go there today. Some big, and it, I'll tell you what. This is one thing I'll say about this. Now we're looking at a lot of bearishness overall. So if it was going to go anywhere, I'd say down. However, it is showing that it could possibly bounce off of this this ascending trend line. Now, if it does that, look at the volume has dropped. Now, in a volume like this, along like a triangular formation has dropped like this, it's going to go one way or the other. And the Bollinger Bands are tightening right here. I just turned on these green Bollinger Bands. They're also tightening a bit. So we should see something happen. Now, the thing about it is you saw the head and shoulders. It's not yet broken the neckline. So when the price goes below right about here, that's when you begin to see the dangers of a fall. But another bearish indicator, I should say formation, is this bear flag. So you got a bear flag, which is a very bearish thing. It's a very bearish structure, I should say. And that bear flag is making up the negative trend that also is going to break the head and shoulders neckline. So, I mean, everything I see on that end doesn't look good. The indicators themselves are not reading that great. This is on the 4 hour. We're seeing sort of a non-indication from MACD. It is headed downward, but the lines are sort of like stagnant. They're not getting bigger or smaller on the histogram. Maybe a tiny bit smaller. It's kind of like an indication of a pop-up, but that's Litecoin follows Bitcoin. I should put it to this way, everybody. If Bitcoin drops, I see this dropping.
Yeah, I really don't. I really, for those of you who own Litecoin, I really do hope that it bounces off that trend line, because if it drops out of that trend line, the next drop down, guys, is quite a long drop. It doesn't look good for LTC if it does drop out of that trend line. So
yeah, your supports are 100, and then after 100. For heavy support, you're looking at 50. I don't think it's going to go there. But then the last coin I want to look at briefly before we talk about our platform coming out is Zcash. Somebody wanted me to look at it yesterday. I drew this chart when the price was right here. I just put the mouse where you see all those lines and everything, like right where I'm circling the mouse. That's where I drew this chart. I had it most likely falling out and then coming back up. And I had it falling out about as far as this purple candle looking thing. It's not a candle. That's just a template from right about here. And it has to do with how TA is done. So more or less, it did what I said. It fell out, and it fell out about this much. It actually went a little bit deeper, which had I done this maybe more proper, then it would have fallen deeper if I just overlay this. So, I mean, had I done the TA exactly how it was supposed to be done from a textbook fashion, it would have lined up textbook with what we see, which is really fun when that happens. What we want to take a look at now is, Zcash. I actually like Zcash. It's an older coin. I think it's among the first privacy coins, if I'm not mistaken. So it's really fun to look at. But what we're looking at now is another upward wedge. And those upward wedges are bearish. We've seen it a million times. We just saw with Bitcoin a few times. So if in fact we have an upward wedge formation right here, if the volume drops off down here, like it did before, then we can expect, let me do my TA textbook this time.
You could also be forming a head right there as well.
Yeah, I mean, it looks a bit bearish, but everything does. So if it were to fall out right now, you would see a drop roughly to here. If it fell out up here, it might not drop quite as far, but
it is showing some sort of bull flag though, in a sense, right there. So you could see, and the volume is dropping. You could see it. You could see another pop up.
You're talking right here, like where the smaller, like where that top downward wedge is.
Exactly.
Yeah, so what you're seeing is downward wedge after downward wedge. So eventually that downward wedge after downward wedge popping up and then raising higher, that's actually what we saw with BNB over a much longer time frame, which allowed us to call what it did. So it might pop up, it might not. The problem is this is a much shorter time frame in a much more bearish market. I would not bet anything to try to make, maybe a few Satoshi right here. It's not worth it. I would, if anything, I would wait for this to fall out, see how deep it goes and go from there. But But yeah, it was good to look at Zcash, and I'm going to just say this. I know it's kind of self-serving, but I like to put up charts just how they were drawn a day ago, just to show people that we know what we're talking about. It did exactly what I said it would do, more or less. So that's that for the charts, because Coinergy's down. V, what do we have going on that's big news today?
Well, it's massive, 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 massive news. And it's going to, right now, we're beta testing it. We're going to be putting through members. We're going to take about 10 members. Okay, we're going to pick about 10 members that are in the Watch Us trade room that are going to wanting to liquidate. And we're going to put them through our liquidation platform. Okay. The biggest problem in cryptocurrencies is this. Okay, you get into Coinbase, and most of you folks don't realize, or some of you already have, some of you already, been bitten by this, whether it's Coinbase, Kraken, Gemini, whatever have you. But I'm just going to pick Coinbase because they're the most popular one. They have a variable fee. Now, what that simply means is, they can, charge you anywhere between, 1.993%, whatever, all the way up to 10%. We've all seen it happen. We all see how it occurs, and it hurts. Then on top of that, if you want to liquidate out of Coinbase, that's a taxable event. And now cryptos, which originally started as something that has to do with privacy and anonymity and security, has now become a complete open thing, where now the banksters and all the people that you don't want looking into your stuff are now given access to look into your stuff. Now, God forbid if you're one of those crypto whales, you got north of $493,000 sitting in crypto. Well, your IRS tax rate, folks, drum roll please, is 39.6%. Okay? So if you got, that much crypto, there's no way you're liquidating anywhere. Okay? If you're an American citizen, you're shafted. Okay? You are completely shafted. We have, and what I've been working with my partners over in Hong Kong, we've been working on a complete privacy solution. Folks, I've been in the LBMA industry for quite some time now. So my whole thing is I understand the power of jurisdictions. I also have an offshoring background. So I understand, again, the power of jurisdictions. If you are in the right jurisdiction, there is not a power on earth that could tell you otherwise. Well, our main operations, our partners are in the back end. They are in the right jurisdiction. They're in Singapore and in Hong Kong. Okay. And what we're able to do for our clients using our platform, which is called, drum roll, please. Hold on, let me get a real drum roll. Give me 1 second. I got to get this real drum roll effect going here. It's somewhere here. Here we go. Drum roll. Here we go. And the platform name is, folks, called LiquidBase. Okay, you heard of Coinbase? Well, now hear about LiquidBase. LiquidBase is the platform. Right now, the website is closed off. We're doing that on purpose because it's in beta. Okay, so liquidbase.io will be the website. And when we officially launch out, once we get this little beta test that we get done with, that site will be unlocked, and we will float it out there, and all of you will get an opportunity to come on in and utilize the platform. The beauty of the platform is this, okay? The beauty of the platform is you're able to liquidate your cryptos, whether you have $5,000 as a minimum per client, per transaction per day, or as much as $200,000 per transaction per client per day. That is massive. Okay, massive. And this is done outside of any sort of a jurisdictional authority. This is done in the right place. They're utilizing the right authority, so it kind of supersedes all these, reporting and this, that, and the other. And what we do is this, folks. We use the greatest power in the world, which is gold. Okay, we use the greatest power in the world, which is gold. And we use that gold as a hedge on cryptos. What do I mean by that? Well, it's like this. Let's just say you got about $100,000 in crypto, or 20,000, or 30, or 40, or 50,000, or 5,000. What we do is we take that money, okay, the cryptos that you've given us, and we take up to 25 cryptos, but right now we're taking the top 10. The top 10 cryptos. I don't care what you got. Monero, Bitcoin, Zcash, Ether, whatever the heck it is, we got you covered. Okay, you bring your crypto over to us. We take that crypto, we move it directly into LBMA certified gold. Now, once it's in gold, you have 3 options. Option number 1 is vault it. We can vault it for you in an LBMA secured vault, okay? But for those that with very small, like if you're doing 5,000 or 10,000, your best bet is just either A or is B, take delivery of the bar, or C, liquidate it. And the beautiful thing is, well, we were able to liquidate it to you and get it right into the bank account in the currency of your choosing anywhere in the world. That's the beauty of it. And the fees, folks, the fees are much, much cheaper than what you'd be paying, okay, in many exchanges throughout the world. And they're very, very competitive with some of the major exchanges. That being said, the beautiful thing about this whole entire platform is the security, the power, and the stability that we provide the crypto world. Okay, the security, the privacy, and the stability. Okay, it is all done with our unique process of being able to move from cryptos to LBMA gold, and from LBMA gold over to 24 to 25 different fiat currencies: euros, yen, Aussie dollars, US dollars, yuan, whatever the heck it is you want. Norwegian krone, we got you covered. Canadian dollars, no problem. New Zealand dollars, no issues. Whatever the heck it is you want, we're able to get it into the fiat currency of your choice and wire it directly into your bank account. Nick, I was wondering if you, Cowboy, I was wondering if you could do me a favor. Can you pull up the Liquid Base site just so people could see it?
Yeah, I could do that. Hold on.
Yeah, watch this, folks. Okay, we're going to give you a little preview here, and I want to show you.
I'm gonna skip off the site, and then I'm gonna come back on. So give me a moment to do that.
Go for it, okay,
guys. It's gonna be really exciting.
This is going to be amazing.
It's been a
really pull back the curtains a little bit. Guys. Say again.
So I said it's really exciting stuff, guys. The site looks very clean, and we've been working really hard on it. You know, we've got some people lined up that are, you know, going to be speaking about the site, and it's gonna be good, guys. It's gonna be really, really good for everybody.
Yep.
Okay, guys, 10 more seconds or less.
And honestly, guys, so what's really interesting, guys, is that if you actually go to the LBMA website, so you can look all this up, guys. You can go to lbma.org.uk. Which is the LBMA official website, and you can actually do a member search. You can actually do a member search and see who is a member of this LBMA. You know, I guess this membership, this exclusive membership. Take a look at that, guys. Just look at how few people are allowed to be members, and look at the names behind these members, guys. You got guys like Bank of China, like Chase. BlackRock, Chase. You know, HSBC. You got all these massive players, guys, in the banking industry, in the financial industry, that are members of LBMA, and that's it, guys. You don't get any Joe Schmo out there. You don't get that on LBMA. There's very, very exclusive membership, guys, and you guys are gonna have that membership availability to you guys. Yeah. Only 144 member companies.
That and also the background on our team is you know, I mean, I've done some research on it, and you're working with some of the best people who partner with LBMA for this. I mean, I personally did the background just to make sure, like, hey, if anybody has any questions, there it is. So very, very confident. In fact, I'm confident because I just sent a bunch of money over to those guys. So I trusted V implicitly and did that. And then I'm like, you know, yeah, let's make sure everybody has what they need. These are some of the biggest, best people in the business with some of the best resumes you can find.
Yeah, just do yourselves a favor, guys. Check out the LBMA website. Just, you know, Google LBMA. It's going to be the first thing about bullion. You know, check out the memberships. You can actually see who's the members over there. There's only 144 members, guys. Really, literally, only 144 members in the entire world. Yep. And the 144 members are literally the biggest financial institutions in the entire world.
Yep.
That's what you're going to be essentially getting in bed with, guys, by using
and folks, just to clarify, the LBMA good delivery that we're talking about is not the pricing of metals. That's not what we're talking about. This is a standard for the metals, meaning when China and Russia and all these countries in the world, when sovereigns and institutional investors want to purchase gold bullion, they get LBMA certified gold bullion because we know where the gold is coming from, where it was mined, where it was refined. It is pedigreed. It is pedigreed gold. It is the purest gold. That's why we know it's not gold dipped tungsten. We know it's not any shenanigans, any of that stuff. This is the real stuff. Okay, so this is where the elites play. Okay, you want to get into the club. This is the club. This is where if the elites, if the Rothschilds want to get gold, or the Rockefellers want to get gold, they do it LBMA. So now we are giving you, the average guy on the street, if you're holding cryptos, we're giving you an option to get in there. Now, some conspirators will be like, "Oh, now they're sold out to the devil. They're working for the dark side." No, moron. It doesn't work that. It doesn't quite work that way. It's one of the most.
God. It's the mark of the beast. Anderson Cooper said it was the mark of the beast.
Exactly. But the power of this is the LBMA Good Delivery Network is where the elites. This is a 270-year-old system. 270-year-old system. This is where the elites would buy their gold and keep it outside of the banking system. Just in case there's a bank failure, just in case there's an economic crash or a downturn, their wealth is protected. Okay, this is an elite club. So yes, there's some nefarious characters in there with some sketchy past. Yes, there is. But you want to know something? When it comes to this good delivery system, this is the most paranoid and most scrutinized, group network that you could belong to, because everything is independently and third-party audited. The refineries that we deal with are in Switzerland. Okay, these are the finest refineries in the world. This is the refineries that China gets their stuff from. Everybody gets their stuff from. This is where China refines their gold that they unearth. They refine it in Switzerland, the best refiners on planet Earth. They refine 77% of the gold in the world. And so the beauty of the LBMA gold, it's outside the banking system. So if it's outside the banking system, there's no third-party counter risk, and there's power and mobility in it. So once we get you from cryptos to LBMA gold, there is power now. We can move you anywhere. We can move you into 25 different fiat currencies. We can move you into other metals. We can move you. You can go from gold to silver if you want.
Actually, yeah. V, real quick, Zachary Sarandos over in our live chat wants to know about that. What if I want to buy paper silver? Well, I guess if you're vaulting it, what's
paper? You're talking about ETFs? We don't know.
Yeah, we don't even mess with that. But if you want to get,
why would anybody want to buy paper silver opposed to buying real silver?
I think you might be joking.
Okay.
But physical silver,
guys, I don't know very much about metals. These are the guys who have taught me a lot about metals. So excuse my naiveness on.
No, it's all good, dude. I mean, why would anybody want to buy paper silver? It's ridiculous.
Jet Blake actually asked, "Will physical silver be made available someday?" Actually, it's available.
Yeah, it's available right now. That's the beauty of the gold.
Yeah, absolutely. You can have it.
Yeah, but scroll down a little bit. Scroll down where it says "Move to the vaulted gold with a liquid solution." Right there. Your bullion stored in a professional private vault outside the banking system. Right, the most stable currency. Right, ensure compensation to the most secure and defensible commodity on earth. Okay, and the vaulting is insured by Lloyd's of London. It's insured by some of the greatest privacy and insurers on the planet Earth. It's insured against all loss and theft, and I mean nuclear strikes, tsunamis, you name it, you're covered. Okay, and the vault is in Singapore. It's the largest private gold vault on planet Earth. It is always audited. It is strict. It is extremely stringent. There's no messing around here. Okay, so if you wanted to fly to Singapore and go lie on your gold naked, you can do that. Okay, it's segregated, allocated. Okay, it's yours. Now, the funny thing is this, but once we put you in gold, you want to move to silver, we can move you to silver. You want to move to platinum, palladium, we can do that as well. You want to move to
fiat,
we can get you to 25 fiat currencies. You want to liquidate it, we can liquidate it. You want us to send it to your front door of your house, delivered, we can do that as well. This is the ultimate platform, period.
Milan Vujic, Milan, your question, brate, is Walton Bank's question $100,000 deposit. Actually, whether or not they question it is irrelevant. These transactions, because they're done through the LBMA Good Delivery. V, can you tell us that story about where the judge wanted the gold or something and they just got told no?
Yeah, I'll give you an example. I had a client of mine that vaulted over $700,000 in LBMA gold, vaulted in Singapore with our partners. And what has occurred is this. With our partners, and there was a family issue where his relatives tried to sue him for that amount of gold. and a federal New York judge ordered him to release that gold to the family. He said no, he's not going to do it. And then the federal judge ordered our vaulting partners, and our vaulting partners gave the one finger salute to the federal U.S. judge, because this is outside of U.S. jurisdiction. There's nobody that can screw with it. There's nothing they can do. Okay, unless my client specifically and personally calls up the vaulting company and say, "Hey, liquidate." They're not liquidating nothing. It don't matter if they get a letter from President Donald Trump. Nobody's liquidating anything. These are the rules of the game. These are the rules of the game. These are the rules that have been set up for over 270 years. No one's screwing. These are their loopholes. Who? The elites. These are their loopholes. They can't close these loopholes down. That means they're shutting themselves out. This is power, folks. Leverage and mobility is power.
All right.
In a single crypto or whatnot. What's up, man?
Just one question. Sean Seidlinger.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm butchering your name, man. Says, say I take profit on 200K, and then write a check to pay off my house with that money. Isn't that going to create some problems?
No, because we're wiring the money to a U.S. bank account. The problem is when you're going outside of wiring services, when you're going outside of, like, you're doing shady ways to launder money or check kiting. This is not money laundering, because what we do is this. There is a KYC process when you fill up an application with Liquid Base, right? There is a KYC. KYC is know your customer. Okay, that doesn't mean what that means is our partners will take your information and they're going to do a quick background check to make sure that you're not an international terrorist or a financier. If you don't show up in any sort of criminal background check with Interpol, you are clear to open up an account with us. Okay, that's what it simply means. So once that's set up and you want to liquidate gold, well, you will liquidate it, and the money that's given to you is given from the sale of gold. Okay, you get it? So we're buying gold and we're giving you the sale of gold. Okay, typically for amounts like that are like $20,000, $30,000, we can do it in about 3 business days. Amounts north of 200,000 will probably take about 7 business days to complete. But we're able to send it to you wired directly to your account. So it's from the sale of gold. So there is a trail. So if people look at it, be like, "Oh, okay, where does money come from? I bought and sold gold." Oh, okay. And then it's up to you. You talk to your account about it, and and it's up to you. It's your responsibility to report it. But in terms of what we're going to do, we're not going to. It's not our job to report it. It's not our job to report a sale of gold and put that out there. That's up to you guys. Okay, so in terms of, like, the difference between us and Coinbase, Coinbase makes every little thing you do a taxable event. We don't. That's the difference. So yes, we can wire 200K directly to you. Not a problem.
Shoot, that is so awesome. Now I'm getting a question, Yora. I'm going to totally butcher your name, I think, or I might get it right and be a genius, but I've got Yora Brugos. Wow, that's a tough one. How much is partnership to be in this gold club? There isn't a charge to be a part of any club. Go ahead and let me see here. If you're in the cryptoschool.io, then you qualify. So if you want to go to www.thecryptoschool.io, it's actually in the description. The link is in the YouTube description. Become a part of our trading room. This deal is basically it's exclusive to that group. It's exclusive to the Watch Us Trade group. So, and apparently I did get that last name pretty close. My fiance is Serbian, so I think that's probably why.
Yep. Yeah, guys, if you guys have more questions, guys, what's it called? Please send me over a message inside the Watch Us Trade room, guys. I know a lot of people like Evolve Protocol and so forth. If you guys have questions, you guys want to be available inside of this platform, guys, go ahead and send me over a message, guys, and we'll be sure to talk to you guys about this platform. But yes, guys, we will be announcing this platform for 10 people to be involved with, just to make sure that the platform is secure. Those 10 people can give their reviews and so forth, and make sure everything goes nice and smooth.
Yep.
Cowboy was already the guinea pig, and everything went smooth for him. So yep.
Yeah, and you can private message CryptoZ, myself, if you guys are interested in the platform. What did you say, V? We're taking the first 10?
Yeah, we're taking the first 10. That's what we're taking. In terms of again, people are asking about about a check. There's no check. It's wires that are being done. It's a bank wire. No one sees nothing in a bank wire. It's entirely up to you to report it. The point being is that, hey, at least you have an option to liquidate your your cryptos. I mean, what's the point? I mean, how many people that I've talked to that have tens of thousands, 20,000, hundreds of thousands of dollars in cryptos? They're just locked up in cryptos, and what are they doing? They're stuck. All they're doing is buying ICOs and keeping it in wallets and trading it on exchanges. They're building up a fortune, but they can't do nothing with it. They can't do nothing with it, and that's problematic. So
there's only so many Bitcoin ATMs you can go to.
Exactly, man. Exactly. You know, so it's coming across bank wires. You know, it doesn't raise any eyebrows because it's coming across those wires. It's not like you're walking in there with like a physical check, or you're walking in with physical cash. That's all problematic, and I think the wires will be done through HSBC in Hong Kong. So that's what's going to be clearing all the.
So it's going to be a major bank. It's going to be a major institution. It's
Yep.
you know, it's going to be good, guys. It's all secure. You know, it's just good stuff.
Yeah, exactly. You know, so that's basically it about Liquid Base. It's going to be awesome in terms of fees. It's going to be a lot cheaper. Remember, I told you Coinbase, they have a variable rate of they can be as high as 10%. And then remember, there's that reporting on everything. So depending on how much cryptos you have, you can pay an average of 20% in taxes, up to 39.6% in taxes. You won't pay any of that. Our fees are way less than any of that, and you're gonna love it. You're gonna love it.
Well, first off, let's talk about actually one piece of this major news, guys, that we didn't even cover. That's very cool. Is that we will be accepting 10 altcoins or 10 cryptocurrencies in general.
Cryptocurrencies,
yeah, we're gonna be accepting 10 cryptocurrencies, guys, and a lot of people were probably gonna choose to use Monero for whatever Monero's fundamental analysis is. Take a look at that. Monero is definitely a option that's going to be available on the site if you guys want to use it. And yeah.
Cough.
Exactly.
Cough. I'm just saying, guys. Take a look at Monero. Do yourself a favor. Go to Monero's website. Read about Monero. Read why Monero is so great. Why Monero has been a top 20 coin for a very long time now. And yeah, see what Monero can do for you.
Absolutely. And with that being said, folks, I guess we're at the end of the show. At some point today, we're going to be launching, and we're going to make the announcement in the room. We're going to put the first 10 people in, and we'll take it from there. We've been working our butts off on this, and to get this concept to fruition. It's amazing. And Cowboy, if you want to scroll down a little bit and go back to the top again, just so people could see what the site looks like. Look at that beauty. Gorgeous.
Yeah, it's gorgeous, and we're actually we're refining the site as we go. We're going to make it a little bit more simple, but yeah, we've been building this thing for a few weeks, this website.
Yeah, and really cool, guys. As time progresses down with the site, guys, we'll be implementing cool things like referral program and so forth. Just so that if people have a lot of clients and so forth. I know a lot of people who read who watch Rogue Money have their own clientele, who are brokers themselves and stuff like that. This will all be done through Liquid Base, and there will be a referral program involved in Liquid Base. So get ready for that, guys. You guys can make some good money yourselves, and
absolutely,
it's gonna be awesome, guys. This is a great platform for everybody. It solves a huge issue that I personally, as a trader, face, and yeah. And if you want to be involved in the Watchers Trade Room, guys, the link is inside the description. No BS, guys. Check out the live chat. You can hear what people are saying about the Watchers Trade Room, guys. They're a success. Today, just overnight, guys, we just had a 25% gain in BNB. If you're not making 25%, guys, today, there you go. That's a miss out right there. There's definitely is money to be made in this market. And yeah, things are good, guys.
Yep, absolutely. And with that being said, folks, we are over and we're out. Let me just figure out. Yeah, we're over and out. Have a great weekend, guys, and we'll keep you guys all posted when this thing launches. Take care.